So this week is gratitude, guys. Gratitude is the attitude, and it is 15th of March 2021, and it's 9:37 p.m. here in the UK. And you are here with me, Nikki Knows Now, your chairman here in I Am Academy. And I wanted to just come on here to talk about gratitude, because I believe that it's one of those things that we talk about a lot, but it's the first thing that goes out the window when we have a goal. How many of you have a goal that you want to achieve right now? Put a 1 in the chat. If you've got a goal that you want to achieve right now, and I don't just mean a hope or a wish, I mean a goal that you're focused on, like you're so focused on this goal. It's something that you live, breathe, sleep. You can't stop thinking about it. It's all you think about. You're constantly obsessed with that goal. Constantly obsessed with that goal. That's what you want to achieve. You know it's already done. You can visualize yourself already there. You know exactly what you want. You know exactly what it's going to take you to get there. You know exactly the parameters that you need to hit in order to get there. And that's your goal, right? And everyone should technically have some kind of goal, okay? Now, the level to which your goal is set is down to you and your personality and your ambition, right? But ultimately, everyone should have a goal. Now, put some number 7s in the chat if at any point at all you're looking at this goal and you're like, when is this going to hurry up and happen? Like, how long is this going to take? Like, can it already be done yesterday? Like, or you put a date for that goal and it didn't arrive at that date. Like, you thought it was going to be done last year and it's still not done yet. And you're like, when is this actually going to happen? So then what happens is you start to sometimes you start to question a few different things. And this is where we either question the goal itself. Is it even achievable? We will question our own qualities, like it's achievable, but can I actually do it? Is this for me? Right? You then can go through a stage of maybe denial. You're looking at other circumstances like, oh, it's because this such and such, or it's because such and such. So you then start to make excuses why it hasn't happened, or you make justifications as to why it hasn't happened. Or what you can do is throw in the towel completely and go, do you know what? I'm changing the goal. I'm not even going to stick to this goal. I'm changing the goal. I'm changing it. I'm going to do something different. And so what happens is, right, I'm going to go really slow with this. What happens is you achieve the goal, and then what happens? You create a new goal, right? How many of you have achieved the goal and then you created a new goal? Put an 8 in the chat. So you achieved the goal, you put a new goal in, and what happened to the last goal? The one that you were stressing about, the one that you literally was killing yourself or losing sleep about, you almost done forgot that goal. You forgot that you achieved that thing. You forgot that you actually was in a place where you was praying to hit that level, praying to achieve that thing. But when it came, what happened? You moved the goalpost. You created another goal. You jumped onto the next thing. And so sometimes what can happen to us is that we leave our gratitude behind because we forget that we're living in yesterday's prayers. Sometimes we forget that we're living in what it was that we would have died for last season. How many of you remembered praying that you could make money from home? That you even had a chance to make money from home? Anybody? Anybody woke up one morning when you were due to go to work and you were like, I wish I didn't have to go in today? Anybody ever said that prayer? I know I did. I know I've done that. Where you know you got to get to work and you're like, oh, can it be Sunday or something? Like, do I have to get up? So when you were saying, do I have to get up and go to this job? What you were actually praying is that you could start making money in a different way that wouldn't enable you to have to go to work. Or that you could find a different thing to do that would replace that income so you won't have to go and do that. Now put a 7 in the chat if you've been able to do that since coming into this academy. If you've been able to retire from your job, or you've been able to not have to do what you were doing before, you've been able to create an extra stream of income. If you've been able to see, £50, £100, £200 a day trading, you've been able to cut your hours down, you've been able to reduce some of the time that you were doing something else. But do you remember the time when you prayed for that? You see, when we say we're grateful, are we really grateful? Are we really grateful? Because we're seeing right now in a pandemic, we're like, oh my God, I'm grateful to be alive. But are you really grateful you're alive? Oh my God, I'm so grateful. But are you really? Because let me tell you what happens is, this is how you can test if you're really grateful. If when you complain about something, you catch up on yourself straight away and go, I have no right to be complaining right now. Let me just rebuke that. True story, guys. I was sitting down talking to one of my friends, and we were there talking about a deal that wasn't going very well. And I was like, look, we should have sorted out this house ages ago. Like, it's doing my head in. And we both caught upon ourselves and said, are we sitting here complaining about another property that we're trying to purchase? Yo, like, we caught ourselves in the midst of a full breakdown. Like, this is two individuals that were complaining, and not to bring income claims, but we're talking both properties combined total to just under £2 million, right? So we're seeing two people, and it's confession time, complaining about purchasing another property that was delayed, that wasn't going according to plan. And we were moaning about it. We were complaining about it. And we caught ourselves. I was like, we just started to laugh. And you know what I said? I said, oh my God, we have rich people problems. Yes! We got rich people problems. No, hold on, we have rich people problems. Yes, we made it. We had to literally sit there and rebuke the ungrateful spirit that we were having right there. Like, how many of you wouldn't mind complaining that £1 million house hasn't come through just yet? I mean, let's be honest, right? And this is how we have to look at our problems, guys, because sometimes we get into a spirit where we're so caught on the goal that we have to backtrack and be like, hold up, can we hear ourselves? Can we really hear? You know when you used to watch those programs, them American sitcoms on TV, and you'd have the rich girls moaning like, "Oh my God, my driver didn't turn up today," and you're like, "Bro, at least you have a driver." Like, and it's all perspective, right? It's all perspective. How many, like, type in the chat something that you complain about that somebody else would die to have. Like, I'm just confessing my sins right now, guys, because I'm talking to you guys on a level. I'm not reading from no notes. I'm just talking to you straight as it comes, right? Straight as it comes. That we can, even without recognizing it sometimes, we can complain about things. We can complain. I mean, I had a go at my son yesterday because he didn't do something that I asked him to do. But there are people out there that don't have kids and wish that they had children to even set a task to. And I had to look at myself and be like, gratitude. Every time you're about to complain or moan about something, just say that one word to yourself, gratitude. I don't whisper this, but I sent my husband, right, to the shop. And he went to the shop and he was like, babes, you don't have to go to the shop. Because I'm very obsessed with, going to the shops, especially food shopping. Anyone that knows me And he was like, he was doing, the husband thing, Mother's Day. You don't have to go to the shop, baby. I've done it all already. So I woke up and he'd gone to the shop. He'd done it all. And I went downstairs. I was like, why? Where's this? Where's that? Where's that? He's like, oh, I didn't get that. I just got such as like, no shade to the men, but you can't you can't send the men to go shopping, innit? Right? And I was just about to moan, and I was like, you better bite your lip, girl. Bite your lip. Someone said he's on the call. I love him. I had to bite my lip because it was almost an ungrateful spirit that almost came out of me, because my husband tried to do something nice. And I was just like, because I'm so, this is what I want, this is what I want, this is what, I was looking at what wasn't done rather than actually taking the thing to say, actually, look what it is. It means I don't have to go. It means I don't have to do it. How many people are praying for a husband right now? A good one. Right? How many of us are praying for what it is that we're complaining about? How many of us? Yes, you know me already. I'm goals orientated. We're always focused forward. We're going for it. But there has to be a point where you recognize gratitude, because that's the only thing that's going to stop you from the spirit of comparison. That spirit of comparison is a demon, guys. If you find yourself looking at other people, comparing, oh, how come they got this? How come they're this? How come I'm this? And how come they're this? Oh, they're getting this because this. And if you have that spirit, you've forgotten gratitude. You can't think like that. I had to open the fridge and be like, wow, my fridge is packed. There is food in the fridge. There's food in the cupboards. How many of you are grateful that you have not gone hungry during a season where so many people are struggling? The food banks are going through the roof. Gratitude. So when we say, and I know some people get annoyed, like, oh, you're always talking about gratitude. No, this is key to success. Because when you're grateful for what you have, then your creator will give you more. But if you're not grateful for what you have, how can you expect to receive more when you don't even know how to recognize the blessings that you already have? How many of you used to pray? I'm just telling my story. Pray for individuals that you could say are your true friends. People that weren't just here to take from you, but actually liked you for who you are. Anybody used to pray for that? I used to pray for a circle of people that I could call my friends. I did. I used to pray for a circle of people that I knew had my back. And now I have people like Auntie Anne in my life. I have people like Tosin in my life. I have people like Nikki Networks in my life. I have people like Lisa and Jade in my life. I have people like Amina Michelle in my life. I have people like Nikota in my life. I have people in my life like Kimberly, Anastasia, Angelina, the two Sabrinas. Mad Mary, where's she there? I see her there. Sometimes we have to just take a stop and really understand what it is that we have. What is it right now that you have that you're not even appreciating? You're walking past it every day. You used to pray for it. You used to want it so bad. So bad. And now it's like, I'm on to the next goal. I haven't appreciated it. Gratitude is one of the things that will help you get to the next level. It will. And you see, with gratitude, is something that you can't fake because it's from your heart. It's something that you can't fake. It's not like 5 steps to gratitude. No. You don't have the keys to success, because this is your heart. So that means in order to really have true success, your heart must be clean. What parts of you do you need to let go of from that heart? What parts of you could be holding you back? Oh, Samoya felt that one. Yeah, we're going somewhere with this. What part of you do you need to chip away at? What are those words? Guys, you know we talk about words being so powerful. What are the words coming out of your mouth? Are they edifying? Do they edify situations? Do they edify? Do they elevate? Or do they pull down? Are they destructive or constructive? Don't make excuses for yourself. I want you to check your phone. Look at the last 5 people that you spoke to. Look at the words that you put in those last 5 messages. Were they edifying? Were they uplifting? Or were they detracting? Were they distracting? Were they gratitude based or ungrateful based? We got to check ourselves before we wreck ourselves, guys. And I'm talking from my personal experience. I don't know if anybody else needs to hear this, but I'm saying it for me. I'm trying to purge my heart because I was ungrateful, guys. I was ungrateful. And I teach this stuff, and I still have to make sure that I purge myself every day. So I ain't coming here to say I'm perfect. That's why I have a circle of people that can hold me accountable. That's why I genuinely, on a regular basis, catch up with Auntie Anne. On a regular basis, sit down with my husband and I say, look, where are we going? What's this we're going to do? What do you think I can do better? What do you think, we should do next? That's why I regularly have my girls, and I sit down and I say, Toast, what's your ideas? Where are you going with this? What do you think is happening right now? You're never ever too big to learn from other people. And humility is another thing that comes to my mind. How many of you have ever, for those traders on the call, placed a trade and you got a good result? And so your head just went, boom. You're like, oh my God, I'm getting it. What? Isn't it interesting how one trade can turn your ego to a whole new level? I see Alison laughing like, oh gosh, she's talking to me right now. How many of you have literally placed a trade, one trade? You could have been having L's all month, but that one trade gave you a whole, oh my God, yo, your girl's getting it. Booyah, booyah. Yes. And all of a sudden now you done king of the castle. You're like, you know what? I'm gonna do my own charts. I get it now. I'm gonna make my own trades. I don't even need the products no more. Like I am, big bag trader, Olivia. I am like, yo, I'm invincible. Start my own YouTube. Yes, I'm gonna start my own YouTube. How about I try sell products? How about I try do markups and sell it to people? Right? You don't get some next. It's funny how one trade can turn your whole mood around for the better or for the worse. Someone, Kenrick said, I celebrated like I won the Grammy. I tell you, I've been there. And the great thing about the market, as much as it brings you on the high, it can humble you real quick. Anyone ever been humbled by the market when the market reminded you that you do need the products? That you are not a master trader? You do need to use the products, yeah? You trying to chart up by yourself? So humility is one of the things that we need to make sure that we stay in the presence of humility. We stay in the presence of being grateful, having gratitude. You know me, I'm about the goals. Yeah, I'm forever about the goals. But within the goals, you got to be grateful for where you are. So let's drop some facts on where we are. I'm going to tell you guys my story real quick. Now, I've got 3 minutes to tell you, and you're going to translate it into your story. And I want you all to do this. This is going to be your homework. And I'm not going to go into too much depth, but in a couple of weeks, guys, I'm going to give you the testimony. But I just want to let you guys know, I'm being transparent on this call. You're talking to a girl that at 15 years old was lost, left the church, went about the roads. I was about the raving, the smoking, hanging around the wrong crowd, got a job in a bank, ego, bang. Job in a bank, blagged my way through that interview. They gave it to me. Within 1 year, the youngest bank manager in the entire company. Killed it. I was coachable. Listen to I had a really, really good manager who believed in me. And he taught me everything he knew. And he taught me quickly. And I'll always give honor to him, Terry. He was such an amazing gentleman. And he said, if you stick with me, I'm going to teach you everything I've known. And he'd worked in the bank for 30 odd years. So here was me now crunching 30 plus years of information in 1 year. And in that 1 year of joining at 18 years old, I hit 19 and was the youngest bank manager in the entire company. And here I am, like, everything I touched turned to gold. You can see where this is going. Everything I touched turned to gold. And I began to get known. People began to know me, and oh my God, that girl, I began to get loads of different, promotions. And how it works in the bank, you get a small branch, maybe you're managing 6 people, 7 people. And then as you show results there, you get a bigger, you get a bigger branch. So then I went from a small branch to a bigger branch, and it was a completely different shift because now I went to managing about 20 people. So I'd only managed 6 people, and they, put me to manage the 20. And I had a manager who would come down and help me and really help me to transition. And you can imagine the younger version, the unsaved version of Nikki. And, I rolled my neck and I had my little hands, and I used to go out and fight the customers if they would swear at me and that kind of stuff. And I weren't having none of it. I'll be that girl that will be like, yeah, meet me outside, I'm coming. And that type of thing. And one day the manager looked me in the eye and he was just like, your attitude stinks, girl. And I cried my eyes out. Because there was no one that was bold enough to ever pull me up. Because everyone would just say she got the results. So, she's doing a great job. She got the results. But the fact is, I wasn't coachable. It got to the point where I began to know it all. I was a Mrs. Know-it-all. You couldn't tell me nothing. I was getting the results, so I didn't need to listen to no one, and the net would roll. But I had a chip on my shoulder because of the abuse that I'd received, and the personal stuff in my life was affecting my business. So because I had the issues of being cheated on and I was being abused at the time, so, there was a lot of things personally going on. When I came to work, I had to be that boss. I had to be the mouthy one because I couldn't do that at home. I'd get a little box or I'd get a little string up. So my behavior began to be masked. That's the word. I was masking certain things and it was coming out into my behavior. And it took that one manager, and I cried. I'm not going to lie. I cried it out. But you see, the very next day, I made a commitment to prove him wrong. I made a commitment to change who I was. And I began to do things like ask people for feedback. What do you think about me? Don't worry about hurting my feelings. Just tell me the truth. What is it that you think that I could work on to be a better leader for you? What is it that you think? And I began to get the results. I did it anonymous because I didn't want anyone to hold anything back. And the fact of the reality is what I got was shocking. I couldn't believe it. I was so shocked that I hadn't paid attention to and don't get me wrong, guys, I'm all about not focusing on other people's opinions of you and all of that stuff. But there has to come a point, if so many people are saying the same thing, then you've got to really take stock of what's happening. And I began to see certain patterns in my behavior that was stemmed from some of the abuse, some of my past childhood and all that kind of stuff. And that's when I went on a journey of really trying to change who I was. And so I then started to get the work. I got counseling, I got therapy. I started to unreel the layers. I started to, I made a commitment to go to church, and that's where I met Auntie Anne, right? And, she was somebody that spoke life into me and told me that I could do it, and told me that I could really be the person I wanted to be, and that I didn't have to put up with certain standards and certain things in my life. And, that's the short version of, the ins and outs of it in between. But here's the best part, guys. During all of that mess, I was buying houses. During all of that mess, I was an entrepreneur setting up multiple businesses. So what does that mean, guys? Just because you are successful in one area, it doesn't mean that you don't need to do the work in other areas. It doesn't mean that you've got it all figured out, because you can be on the surface successful, but still broken. You could be on the surface profiting, but still hurt. You can be on the process, look good, have all the mouth, chatty, but deep down, you're just that lost little broken girl on the inside of you that really needs to heal, that really needs to have that honest conversation. And because you're so mouthy and because you talk so much, it takes a brave person to speak to somebody with that type of character to be able to help them, because they always Mrs. Know-it-all. So when that person spoke to me, what I thought was my hindrance was actually my blessing. That one conversation helped me to really unpeel the layers. To really unpeel the layers about who it was that I was, who it was that I no longer wanted to be, and what it is that I wanted to be remembered for. I then began to address my standards. I then began to address certain things that I would and I wouldn't do. And this is one thing that you want to really pay attention to, guys, because there's a thin line between constructive criticism and disrespect. And so why was that person qualified to speak to me? Because he was my manager. He was the one that was in charge of me. I had given him authority to be able to help me to grow. And so when we say be careful who it is that we speak to and be careful who it is that we are taking advice from, that's very, very true. But when you reach a certain level of success, you have to let somebody in who can help you to grow. Because if you don't allow anyone to help you to grow, what happens is you stay the same and you keep listening to yourself, and yourself is not going to help you to grow, because if you had the answers, you'd be there already. So who is that person that's going to help you to grow? Now, I'm not even remotely thinking that you're anywhere near how I was back then, because we got all the personal development and we got all this. But there are aspects just in my own, analyzing my weekend of gratitude that I was like, hold up, Nikki. Hold up. That's ungrateful. You better nip that in the bud. So many people would love to have children. Receive it and own it. So many people would love to have a husband. Receive it and own it. So many people would love to be purchasing properties like they're purchasing handbags. Receive it and own it. So there has to be a time where we have that reflecting moment, where we openly allow ourselves to be vulnerable in that space with the right people, the right person, and have that truthful conversation with yourself and say, what am I actually grateful for? So let's turn it into the business, guys. How many of you knew, or the other word, put a number 7 in the chat if you had no idea about how to make money in minutes before you joined this platform. Put a 7 in the chat if you had no idea whatsoever what Forex was before joining this platform. Put a 7 in the chat if you had no idea whatsoever about Bitcoin before you joined this platform. Put a 7 in the chat if you had no idea about MetaTrader 4 before you joined this platform. Why aren't we more grateful? Why aren't we more happy and grateful that we are into something here that most people don't know about? Most people have no idea what this thing is. How many of you ever thought that £50 compounded could go to £10,000? Before you joined this platform, did you even have that as a realization? Yes or no? Did you ever think before you joined this platform that you could flip £50 to £10,000? Before you joined this platform, did you ever think that that was possible? And now we are sitting here having levels of conversation that the wealthy people have. and we are ungrateful. How many of you used to pray to be in a circle of influence or circle of friends that would have like-minded thoughts, that you wouldn't have to explain your ambition? You just wanted to be around ambitious people. Are we grateful for just this platform? Are we grateful for the Discord community? Are we grateful? Like, I want you to really think about the intricacies of what we have here in Wealthier World. We got to be so much more grateful, guys. How do we express gratitude? What do we do to express gratitude? Because, guys, one of the things that, a lot of people misunderstand is they think that everything is part of their subscription. No. When you join, you click into your back office, you're on your own. But we don't do that here. We have a group chat. We have Monday Mindset, not a part of your subscription. Leaders doing calls every single day. Mindset calls every single morning. How many of you are benefiting from these mindset sessions? How many of you have seen breakthroughs on these mindset sessions? How many of you have invited friends onto these mindset sessions? They are free. Why are we not inviting people onto these sessions? I ain't telling you to sell to them. I'm telling you to help them. If you are finding these sessions helpful, why are you not sharing the link to people? Why are you not helping people to gain the same knowledge, the same breakthroughs, the same levels that you do? Because if you were truly grateful, you wouldn't make excuses. You would just help somebody else. You pay it forward. How else do you show gratitude, guys? Just being a part of the community, being a part of the family. Communicate in the chats. Come on to the 9 p.m. sessions. Talk in the chats. Do you guys know that part of the sessions is not just the person that's speaking, that's actually making the meeting happen? It's actually the people that are excited. It's actually the people that are, a part of the call that makes the call. And with that being said, Figgy, is Figgy on the call? If Figgy's on the call, let me know if Figgy's on the call. Put a 7 in the chat. Figgy, right now on this call, I want to give you $100 flat for your trading account. I'm going to give you $100 flat for your trading account. No games. That young lady right there, she comes on the call, camera on. She is somebody that when I come on the call to close, I see Figgy, I feel happy. I see Figgy, I am ready. I am ready to shut the call down. She motivates me to want to give my best. Have you been on the call? Would I have noticed you? I don't know, but I noticed Figgy. You see, a lot of the time, we think that the success is all in the intricacies. The success is just showing up. The success is showing up. You have the same access Figgy does. You have the same access Figgy does right now. But you're too tired. Maybe ungrateful. You take it for a given. Oh, it's on every night. I don't care. I won't join tonight. I'm too tired. But then you got Figgy jumping on the call every day, getting excited. Yeah, doing that. I think Figgy knows that song off head now. Gratitude is a must. Right? Figgy's going to be half Jamaican by the end of the year. Success is about showing up, guys. It's about being so grateful and honored that, I don't know if I've shared this with you guys. I know I've shared it with the leaders, but I wish I had a mentor that was running calls with me every day. I used to pray for that. I used to pray to have access to a mentor every day. And you know what gratitude told me? Gratitude said, Nikki, the pain that you feel not having a mentor, be that person for the rest. Be that person for other people. But you see, because I have never had it, I will become grateful because I know what it's like to not have. Can you imagine joining this academy and just being given the link? No group chat. Go figure it out yourself. You want to join somebody? You better present to them yourself. Can you imagine how your experience will be very different? Put a 1 in the chat right now. Could you imagine it? Joining the academy, just clicking the link. Sabrina said I wouldn't have lasted 5 minutes. How many of you feel like you would have, been as successful as you are now if you were just given that link and you were told, go find it? No launch document. No launch document. No step-by-step plan. No copy and paste hosting trades. No demonstration. No mentor to show you direction. How many of you feel like you be placing trades within 24 hours? No money in minutes with Kim. No harmonic scanner sessions from Leo. No index infusion from Jack. Nothing. Just the link and the website, and you are on your own. How many of you would have survived? How many of you would have actually said, you know what? I'm going to be that person for everybody else. I'm not telling you to be grateful to me, guys. I'm just telling you my story. When I joined this business, I got a link and a website. And my mentor said, I'm going. Bye. I want to tell you right now that we're all living in somebody's prayers right now. Every single one of us are living in somebody else's prayers right now. Are you a leader or a follower? Are you somebody that will make things happen? Or are you somebody that's waiting for other people to make things happen for you and then complain? Are we complaining about things that we're not even entitled to? I wish I had a mentor say, Nikki, I'm going to launch you. Nikki, let's jump on a call together. Let's do money in minutes together. But you know what? I'm glad I didn't. You know why? Because it helped the system that we have today. And I'm not saying it for accolades, because let me tell you this, guys, I could not be where I am now if it wasn't for Auntie Anne, Tosin, Lisa, Jade, Amina Michelle, Sabrina Parnell. I couldn't be here. Jason Abodza. I could not be here now if those leaders did not trust in me when I knew nothing. When I was left in the lurch trying to figure it out. And I'm still figuring it out every day. We're still trying to do special announcements. Bells of Bitcoin. Come on, guys. And we're adding to this system every day. So I just want us to take a moment today. When we come off this call, before you do anything else, I want you to take some time to write down what you're really grateful for. Because in the midst of gratitude, you're going to see your next move. You're going to see what's next for you. Now, I've got a massive announcement to drop. A massive, massive announcement. This announcement is huge. When I say huge, you guys know I'm thinking of the next biggest announcement every single week because I want to give you another announcement, right? But we already know, guys, that we're having this 50 challenge, all right? And this is where I'm going to pause this. I'm going to stop this recording.